I got the upgraded version just so it can be a bit better probably than what they said. There's a roof. Do you recognize that roof? Couple of scratches on it, huh? Very well packed, I must say. There's the remote. Oh, foam wheel. Oh, one-hand drive. Look at that. Lights, throttle, on and off. Oh, the batteries. 2 double A's. For that price, you won't expect any more or any less. What's in this bag? Oh, they send you the upgrades with. I thought the upgrades were already installed. There's some oil-filled shocks with no oil in it. Some links and there's some metal parts. There's the drive shafts. I thought it was already installed. Some clip-on lights. There's some trimmings, mirrors, and yeah. And there's a manual. You can see what that is. It's a MN Defender, a 90. I hope it's the color that I asked for. No, put it in the rain and put it in the sun. All the babble. Let's see what color it is. Oh, it's very nicely packed. I like that. I really like the look of this one. It looks very, very nice. Look at the detail inside of it. Flimsy roof rack. You have to put all the trimmings on there. Let's get the phone book out. There's something more in the phone box. Here's some stickers. Camel, shell. Ah, there's a flag as well. Oh, it definitely needs those shocks. Oi. 3,000 milliamps. So that's the bonnet. Look at these small wires. I thought it's going to be a V8 in there. You can always put a V8 in there. Nothing stopping us. You won't believe the smell coming out of this thing. It's like silicone. So I'm definitely going to replace those shocks, but these drive shafts, just going to drive them till they break probably and then replace them. It's foamed wheels. Oh, it's a bead lock. Put those through screws in and then it locks up the tire. It's very, very bad shocks in there. It's not even friction shocks, it's just the springs. The shocks doesn't even have a resistance when it's coming down. There's the on-off button. Got some potential lights. Got a small servo in there. And these links got the upgrade ones as well in the package. So I paid like 40 bucks more for this version just to get these parts with. It says Land Rover. You see inside there. You can put the mattress in the back. The steering wheel and the dash. Very nice detail, I think. It's more solid than what I thought it's going to be. The wheels on this bus tightens up with a Phillips screw. I really don't know what to expect of this car, but it looks nice. Look at that diff. I think I'm going to drive it with those shocks in, see what it does. First just put on the trimmings, there's no windows there. I think the detail on it's excellent. Just going to put the batteries in, see what the lights does. It's a balancing wire, the middle one, to make sure your cells doesn't charge off balance. Keep them the same. Nice battery, not the best, but it's nice. Let's have a look at those trimmings. So I don't think they're gonna fall out easy. Ah, sorry, eh? They've got a bunch of wires running through the back. It's got a 3-wire servo. That's always a good thing. It's cheap to replace. Let's just see for interesting sake for you guys. You can see how thick that is. 8mm drive shafts. This length 5mm, quite thin. That one is odd shape. 4.6. Size of the wheels 25. It's always interesting to know the size of these things when you want to buy one. Now I can check the ground clearance, and then I'll just take some kind of a straight edge. Hmm, 48. But it seems more solid than what I thought it's gonna be. Now this is a metal chassis, a 1.7mm metal plate that you have there. Look at that. Also a bit concerned about these wheels. It's a 5.3mm wheel hex on it. These are, say, 53 shocks. Put that back on. It's not hobby grade. It's almost hobby grade, like in its own category of a hobby grade, because you get so many upgrade parts for this, like metal diffs, get those metal links, get a bigger motor. I think I'm gonna get all of those and put it in here and see how far we can go with this, because I think you're gonna reach maybe a $200 budget when you put in all of those upgrades in here. Don't know what type of crawler you're gonna buy for 200. Just get a better motor on it. I've got a 3S ESC. I put in there 3S brushed ESC. I don't think I'm gonna put these stickers on because this is for the yellow Defender. I don't think it's gonna look so nice with this on there. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Let's put the number plate on there. You have to take some screws out there at the back on the bottom, and then you can fit this roof on there. Oh, there's a light in there. That's nice. Got those lights on the front. Bind and throttle rate. Oh, if you hold that in, that starts blinking. Like a reverse and a brake light. But gearbox is quite solid. Sounds very good. Light setup has its doesn't have a lot of light functions. Oh, it's got an indicator when you turn. that side, turn that side indicator. It's actually flashing, it's not just staying on. Would have been nice if it's got only like you can set only the parks on. You can just put the hazards on. Let's see what it does. Stock standard. And then I'll put the upgrades on. So I'm just gonna do a backyard run with it on the stock parts. Then I'll do the upgrades and I'll do a decent run video on it. So it's got 2 speeds. I'm just going to put the GPS on it and see what's the difference between the 2 speeds. You can see it next to the HSP. The HSP pangolin is a 110. So there should be a 116 then. Maybe a 18, 118. There you go. So there's our first obstacle. Seems it does have a diff lock. Let the pangolin give him a push. There you go. Put it on first low speed. You have it 2 miles an hour. And then the high speed. High speed should be 3 miles an hour then. That's the 3 miles an hour on second gear. So we took a very short drive and the screw broke out of the steering arm. Doesn't have a servo saver. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in those upgrade parts that we have. You just twist it a little bit and it pulls out. There's nothing in there, so I think this would be good enough. So you can't get to the screws of those links because they should be reached from the top and we have to take the body off. There's the 270 motor. It's got some steel shafts there. Doesn't seem like there's metal gears in there. That's the speed control and the receiver. That's not so hobby grade, is it? It's a bit skew, but it goes in. So if you choose a hole there, if you put it on the furthest hole, you're gonna have more steering range. But if you put it on the closest hole to the servo shaft, it's gonna be stronger, a lot stronger. There you go, nice and shiny. It's got a type of a bowl there where the bottom part of the shock fits over. This one's got a bowl already in the shock at the bottom. They have to push these shock balls out of the shocks. These little balls. Then you can push this shock over there. That's very stiff. It's as if it doesn't have a shock, you know, that's very tight. That's too tight. I have to take that oil out. It's got no suspension at all. I must get some thinner shock oils. So I took some old friction shock springs that's quite soft and I cut them in half and I put them on here. So the suspension is a bit better on it now. So I end up cutting old shock silver springs. So these friction shock springs, cut them in half because the red one and the black one is too tight. Even if there's no oil in the shocks, the car was just stiff. So I took some vegetable juice, put that into the shocks, and I put in those friction shock springs that I cut in half. It seems like I have some sort of a better suspension now. Look at that. Let's take it to the bush. We're here in the bush now. You see there's a bit of bush. Look at the back of the Pajero. Fully stocked. So I only installed the oil-filled suspension. Put the 3D printed bull bar on it. And some mud tracks. And there's a tow bar for the trailer. So if you like to see more what's happening to this crawler, like and subscribe and I'll keep on posting footage. We will give it a bash in the bush now and see how that suspension holds up. I put a Dean's connector on there and on the battery as well. I'm gonna 3D print some body mounts, and you can take this whole part out, then you can reach the ESC, so then you have more space in here to put a bigger ESC and receiver. Okay, so that's the low speed, and then it goes to a high speed. It's a bit faster. It's faster than what you walk, so you can't keep up with it. You have to walk quite fast. On low, it's a nice walking pace. If you have it on low, it doesn't run back when you crawl. It's like an anti-rollback. But if you put it in high, it doesn't have that ability. If you crawl up a steep in low and you stop, it doesn't roll back. So if you put it in high, it starts rolling back. See, it rolls back when it's on high. So if you go low, it doesn't roll back. That's quite nice. This is a bit harsh environment for it. See if we can get it to a bit heavier. So the shocks works better, but it can keep you busy for a day or half a day. You can't approach things with an angle, otherwise it will roll over. But it's got enough power to pick himself up. Suspension is much better. It's not that bouncy. So there you have it. This is not a good crawler, if I must give my honest opinion, but it's an interesting car. If you want to get something that you want to put some parts on and keep you busy, I recommend this. But it's not a good crawler. You can use it on not so rough surfaces just to drive around, maybe pimp it and take some nice videos of it. It can keep you busy for a while. So the rear drive shaft broke off, so I don't know where, I don't know when. It was still going good and normally just on the front wheel drive. I suppose it's because of the diff locks and yeah, the bumper top part broke off. They were not that thick, but the rest of it's still solid. There's space for a winch there. I will do some upgrades and make another video. I 3D printed this tray. Gonna put it in here. It gives you more battery space. And I also 3D printed these braces. Then you take this whole thing out and then the servo is open so you can velcro your battery to your servo and whatnot. So I'll just fit these and see how it looks. So if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, and I'll make some more footage of what I'm doing, and I hope you enjoy it. I already ordered the metal diffs. I've got the drive shafts. I'll put those links in, and I ordered another gearbox for it and see how I'm gonna fit that. But if you do upgrades on it, then you're gonna lose these light functions if you put in another ESC. So I'll see if I can make a plan to get the light still to work the same way if you put in another receiver or ESC. I don't know. We just have to see what's inside of it.